So, hi everybody. Um, I think we start with a group release um, while people are still arriving in the call. So, could you just simply allow yourself to rest or sit back as best you can in this moment? And then notice if there is any disturbance from the day, any emotion or thought or feeling, whatever arises. And then could you notice too any wanting to fix it or change it, get rid of it, get a solution? And then could you welcome to any sense of identity with any of that, any sense that is personal about you or who you are, or that it means something about you or who you are. And then could you just as best you can let that go for now and allow yourself to be at rest? And let's do this process again. Could you allow yourself to notice any disturbance from your day? Any issue or anything that's coming to mind that's a little appearing to be a little bit stuck in awareness? And then could you just simply allow that to be here just for now? And then could you notice too any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this? As well as any underlying wanting, any wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness. And then could you notice too any wanting to do anything with or about that? And could you notice or welcome to any sense of identity with any of that? Any sense that it belongs to you or me, that it is personal about you or who you are? And then as best as you can, could you just set that spin of energy or that vortex of energy free? Allow that to dissolve, allow that to spin out of existence. Just for now. And then could you just simply allow yourself to rest and be? Nothing in particular, just be. And now let's run through this process one last time. Could you allow yourself to notice or welcome any remaining disturbance from your day, anything that's being unresolved until now, appearing to be unresolved until now? And whatever that is, could you allow that to be here? Could you allow yourself to be in touch with the sense of that? And then could you also welcome any underlying wanting? Could you notice any wanting for control, approval, security, separation, oneness? Or any wanting to get out of control or get disapproval? Any wanting to be done with it, to survive it, to end it all. And then notice too, any wanting to do anything with any of that. And then could you also allow yourself to notice any sense that's personal about you or who you are? That it means something about you or them. And then could you let that go as best you can just for now? Could you allow it to dissolve back into the source? And then could you just simply allow yourself to rest and be as best you can? Okay, that was a quick one, allowing people to arrive. So we have hands. Mary, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, hi.
Hi.
I came in a little bit late, and just that little bit helped. Um, I was on another Zoom call, and I just felt this rush of adrenaline and panic. And so while I was on the call, I just allowed it and welcomed it, and it seemed to go away. And then right at the end, it just came back with a vengeance. And so right now I'm just experiencing extreme panic. My heart's
Okay.
pounding, and I
Okay.
would just love to release on that.
Okay. Could you just be open to the possibility that there's just more, that it is not recreated as an option?
Oh, that there's just more panic that needs to
Just,
be released.
yes, that there's just another layer of that wants to be seen now.
I'm just so tired.
Hmm.
I'm so tired of feeling this way. But that makes sense.
Yes. And then could you notice any wanting to be done with that?
Oh, yeah. Yesterday I had a very calm day
Hmm.
after weeks of panic, and I thought, oh good, I'm done with this. And then it
Yes.
started again this morning while I was watching a very something, something good, and it caught me off guard, and yeah.
And then could you allow yourself to be in touch with that sense of panic?
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's very obvious.
Yes. And then could you allow yourself to feel as much as out of control as you do?
I don't know.
Mhm. Try to.
I, I don't want to, but you've helped me release on this. It might have been last weekend or the weekend before, and I
Yes.
love that line, and I've actually used that in my own releasing, and it's helped. Um, but like I said this morning, it caught me so off guard. I don't want to be out of control anymore. Or feel out of control.
Yes. So could from what is the underlying wanting, this wanting to end this panic? What is the underlying wanting? Is there a wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness?
I would say security.
Right. It's most of the time. Wanting to end is a wanting security. It's similar to wanting to die,
It's similar to wanting to what?
to die, to end it all, to
Oh,
be
oh
done
yeah.
with it,
Yeah.
to
There's
finish,
been
to
yeah.
to come to an end, to whatever. Just it should be done. Stop.
Right, right,
Hold
right.
on.
Yeah,
And is there more underlying wanting for control, approval, or separation oneness?
I would say control.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to be able to control my body more or
Yes.
better or completely. Yeah.
And would you allow yourself to be in touch with that wanting to control that?
Yeah.
Mhm. And then notice too how personal that feels. That you are the one who's controlling or wants to control, and that there are your sensations or your panic feelings.
Could you say that one more time, please?
Mhm. Would you allow yourself to notice how personal that feels, that you are the one who's controlling the panic, or that it is your panic?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Could even be the sense that you are the only one who's having panic. Everybody else is okay, and you are the only one with panic.
Ah, it feels that way sometimes.
Yes, and could you notice that sense of separation as well? Could you notice how separate you feel then from all the other people?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? That's such an amazing question because the Zoom I was on, yeah, is all these very positive. It's very different than like a Sedona type call. So that that feels very real to me. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I feel very separate.
Okay.
Like I should be able to control this somehow. Yeah.
Could you also welcome shooting on yourself?
Yeah, because I do it a lot.
Okay. And could you allow yourself to shoot on yourself as much as you do for a moment?
Sure. Yeah. Because I'm doing it anyhow. Yeah.
Is that bringing up or coming from a wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness?
Probably control.
Mhm. And could you allow yourself to be in touch with that wanting to control?
Oh yeah, that's easy. Yeah. I think I've wanted that all my life. Yeah.
Okay. And is there more wanting for approval, security, separation, oneness?
I think yeah, I think oneness. I think that I feel like that's the first time it's come up. I feel like I want to yeah, be one with all the calm people, you know.
Right. Right. It's translating now from
What?
wanting to be, the sense of separation is now translating into a wanting to be one.
Right, because when I'm in a panic mode, unless I'm talking to somebody that I really know well who understands what I've been going through,
Mm.
um, or thank God for all you people who do these Sedona calls that understand that anything is acceptable. I feel safe with you guys. But other than that, yeah, I feel like I want to be one with the people who are joyful and happy and living, you know, their lives the way they want to. And when I feel this panic, I feel very separate and I do want that oneness
Yes.
or
So
feeling like I want to be with
let's
people.
check on that sense of separation and oneness a little bit more holistically. Could you allow yourself to appear as separate as much as you do? Then could allow yourself to be as one as you are.
Yeah.
And then could you allow yourself to feel as much as out of control as you do?
Yeah, that's easy. That's easier to say yes to once you mentioned it's just another layer trying to come up. It's not like the panic came back. It's just another layer trying to come up, and that helps so much to see it like that, and it helps me to better accept
Right.
that out of controlness, knowing that it's just more that just needs to be released.
How do you feel now?
Um, a little bit, yeah, calmer.
Could you allow that to be as it is? Or maybe to expand a little bit more?
Yeah,
And could you also allow that which isn't calm, which does appear everything else but calm?
yeah, I could.
Mhm. And then could you notice that which is calmer?
That which is calm, or did you say is calmer?
Calmer.
Calmer.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
And then could you notice everything else that is everything else than calm?
Yeah.
Mhm. And then notice any wanting to change that, fix it, release it, get rid of it, avoid it.
Yeah, all of that pretty much. Yeah.
And then
I
notice, yes,
yeah. I was just going to say when you said that, just a thought popped into my head that I feel like I've had to be in control all of my life, and all of a sudden this needing to let go of the control feels scary, but also necessary because I feel like I've been trying to hold it all together all of my life in one situation or another.
yes, that's a lot of work to hold it
Yeah.
all together.
What?
That's a lot of work to hold it
Yeah.
all together.
Yeah, it has been.
Yes. So could you let go wanting to hold it all together again?
Can you say that one more time? I like that.
Let go wanting to hold it all together again,
Could I
or
let go
wanting
of
to be the
wanting
one,
to hold it all together again?
right? Or
Yeah.
wanting to be the one who is responsible for that and who's, um, you know, who's the doing the moderation of that, or
Oh my God. That just really, really, really resonated deeply with me. And I feel like I'm
Mhm,
having flashbacks of my whole life where I
mhm.
was the one who needed to hold it all together because everything else and everybody else was kind of out of control. Oh my gosh. Wow.
And
That
then
that makes so much sense.
could you let go wanting to be responsible for all of that?
Yes, I would love to let go of being responsible for all of that and everybody. Yes.
And then also allow yourself to check if you actually did anything of those memories or things, or if they did just appear.
Well, they're part of my memories and I remember doing them.
Mhm. And right now, is it a memory or are you still doing it?
I think I'm still trying to control and be responsible. Um, it,
Are you
and I've
actually doing it right now? Or is it just a thought?
right now it's just a thought.
Mhm. And then could you just simply allow that to be turned over to the power that knows the way?
I would love to turn that over to the power that knows the way.
Mhm.
Yes.
And what's between you and that? What's between you and turning it over to the power that knows the way? What comes to mind, or is there a feeling?
Maybe that I just don't feel like I can trust the power
Mhm,
that knows the way because of all the stuff that's happened.
mhm. And is that coming from or bringing a wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness?
I think security again.
Mhm. And could you allow that to be here, that wanting security, safety?
Yes.
Mhm. And then could you also allow to be here any sense of identity with that?
I'm not sure if I know what you mean.
That it means something about you. It can be very subtle. Like the mind can bring up a picture of you in this moment or of your body mind or a feeling that looks familiar or an image of others. So that's um, the wanting it that's the sense of it being personal, the
Oh,
identification
okay. Okay. I think I know what you mean. Yeah.
that it belongs to you or them, that it is your issue or their issue. That's the sense of identity also.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So how does it feel now, Mary?
So much better. I think you hit on a couple really, really key things for me that, like I said, brought to memories things from my past that are just the past that aren't
Yes,
here now. But I think, yeah,
yes.
yeah, are
Let's
creating the, yeah.
let's check on that one more time. What is between you and the power that knows the way, or the flow, or intuition, or clear reason?
I think control comes up this time.
Is that
I
you
somehow
wanting to control,
go.
or be controlled, or get out of control, or into control?
I guess I want to get into control and have it my way, or feel like
Okay,
I feel like I know the best way when I realize that's not really not true.
okay. And is that coming from or bringing again a wanting security, or another wanting?
Yeah, always security. I think yeah,
Yeah.
usually comes up for me.
And then could you allow yourself to feel as insecure with the flow or with intuition or with the power that knows the way as much as you do?
Yeah.
Mhm. And then could you allow yourself to be as safe with that um, that's beyond your belief, how you couldn't imagine that? I mean, could you be
Yeah.
as safe with the flow as best as you can?
Yes. Yeah, I think I could. Yeah.
Mhm. And then could you allow yourself to appear or feel as unsafe with the flow or with intuition or with the power that knows the way as much as you do?
Yes.
And then could you allow yourself to be as safe with the flow, with intuition, the power that knows the way as best as you can?
Yes, I could. I could.
Mm. And then could you also notice sometimes where you already have been safe with the flow, where you acted from your heart, where you did it on free will, based on free will? Um, could you notice those memories as well?
Yeah. Yeah, I could.
Mm-hmm. And is there any wanting to do anything with, about, or against that?
No, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. And then could you just let go as best as you can?
Yep. Yeah, I could.
And then could you hold on as much as you do?
Yep.
And then could you let go as best as you can?
Yes.
And then could you hold on as much as you do or did?
Uh-huh.
And could you let go as best as you can?
Yeah.
Mhm. And how is it now? Did it change a little bit?
It did when you had me do that, and when you had me hold on, I literally was using my hands to kind of tighten up or let go,
That's good. That's
kind
good.
of like a
Yes.
physical act of that. And I literally could feel it in my heart as well. When I tensed up and tried to, control it or hang on, my heart felt tight. And then when I let go, I could feel a relaxation even in my heart as well. So that feels so much better. Thank you so,
Yeah.
so much.
Good. And how do you feel now? Are there still emotions or is it quiet now?
Oh, I feel so calm and peaceful. My heart is still pounding a little bit, but
Okay.
that's relatively normal for me right now. I don't know whether it's whatever.
Just
Could it
remember
is.
it's
What's
alive.
that?
Just remember it's good to be to have a heart beating better than not beating.
That's true.
It's a sign that you're alive. Your body is alive.
Yeah, sometimes it's just distracting, but or a little bit too much, but you know what? But I've learned to allow that as well. But
Okay.
yeah, no, emotionally, I feel so, so much better and so much calmer. And thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good. So, who's next? Maxine? Can you unmute yourself? Yes.
Yes, Christoph, thank you so much. And thank you, Mary. That I just could really relate to a lot that was being released. I mean, some of, my same anxious anxiety, not so much anxiety, but just the feeling of being out of control. So thank you both for that. That was
Good.
wonderful. Um, I Wow, I feel pretty wonderful. And yet I've been plagued by this fear around my writing. And
Okay.
a lot of it happened, not to go into a long, deep story, but I feel very traumatized by my experience in graduate school around my writing. And as a result, for 20 years, I've been just reliving that fear around writing, procrastinating around it, or not feeling good, not feeling like the end product is good enough, or I'm not good enough, or others are better than me. And I recently signed up for a year-long writing course. And it was with the intention that I wanted to work through my fear of writing. And yeah, and for 4 months, I've been just dodging. I show up. It's just, it's not working very well. So I'd like some help around that,
Okay.
if I could.
I think I do a group release first on trauma. I think that's something we all experience to some degree. Some some external power
Uh-huh.
appearing to have an effect on us.
Yes, yes, great,
Be
sure.
it physical violence or psychic trauma from childhood or from the school times.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one of mine. Normally, we don't share that much about us, about negative things, but there was something when I think I was in my fifth school year, and we had to learn poems and had to stand in front of the class and repeat them.
Mm-hmm.
And people, the students of my class were trying to, get my attention away from the thing that I should do.
Hmm.
And then
You
I
mean it
tried,
when
then
you
I
were
couldn't
reciting
repeat
your poem?
what did you say?
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Say your sentence again. You were saying something.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand. Were the other students trying to distract you from you standing?
Repeating the following in front of the class
Yes. Uh-huh.
properly. So, and then at some point, I just stopped. I said, okay, then I can't do it. And then I went to my chair. And that was kind of a trauma as well, because the mind started replaying whenever
Yes.
there was another poem to learn. And then after that, then the mind was going like, oh, you were going to have this situation again
Uh-huh.
and again.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yep. That's it.
Okay, let's mute for a second and then check if we can do a group release. I check back in with you after that. Good. So in this moment, could you just allow yourself to remember or welcome up whatever trauma you had from the past? Maybe
I'm sorry, you
something
want me to relive, you want me to relive the
not to
the
remember,
moment?
not to relive, remember.
Well, I can't relive. Yes, remember. Uh-huh.
Just remember, be in touch with a sense of that. Not you don't have, the mind doesn't have to pull that much. You just allow what comes up.
Sure. I'm
Yes.
there. Uh-huh.
Yes. So I mute you, and then we do it as a group release. So in this moment, could you just simply allow yourself to notice or remember whatever memory of trauma you have? What kind of violence people have thrown on you or you have
Yes.
experienced. And then could you also welcome any wanting to do anything with or about that or against that? Any wanting to avoid those situations to happen again?
It was awful. Yes.
And then notice or welcome any underlying wanting, any wanting to be secure or safe, or unsecure and unsafe.
And seeking the approval of my committee members. Yes.
As well as any wanting approval or disapproval
Yes.
of yourself, of others. And then also notice any sense of separation. the sense that the trauma had an effect on you, a negative effect, is a sense of separation.
Yes.
And notice to any wanting to be one that brings up.
Oh, of course. Yes.
And then notice too, any wanting to control that, any wanting to fix it, understand it, get rid of it, recreate it, stop it from happening again.
Mm. Constantly. Yes.
Make sure that it doesn't happen to other people.
Oh, yes.
And then could you also,
I'm feeling so much shame in this
oh,
moment. It's
could you
bringing
allow
up.
yourself to be in touch with that sense of shame or blame or guilt?
And that sense of just not feeling good enough, not feeling capable to meet their expectations. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'm feeling it. Yeah.
And could you notice to any wanting it to be different,
Oh,
any wanting
yes,
to change it to be better,
yes,
to be accepted, probably.
sure.
And then notice how personal all that appears to be.
Appears to be, you mean that it wasn't happening to me? It feels very
Whatever,
personal. Yes,
whatever that means for you.
sure, sure. Yes,
And then could you let go wanting to be the one with that trauma again? Or with other words, could you let that sense of trauma go?
as best I can.
Mhm.
Yes,
And again, if there is, could you allow yourself to notice any remaining sense of trauma? Any sense of having experienced some violence from the outside, from the appearing outside?
yes,
And then notice too any wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness that brings up or is coming from.
yes,
And then could you also welcome or notice any wanting to do anything with, about, or against that?
yes,
And could you also welcome or notice any sense that's personal about you, that is your trauma experience?
yes.
And then could you let go as best you can of wanting to be the one with that trauma again, or the one who's being traumatized that much?
Let go of wanting to be the one that's traumatized.
Mhm. If there is.
Well, I don't consciously want to be traumatized. Did I misunderstand?
And then you check for the opposite, if you want to avoid it.
Ah, I don't know. I'm not understanding the wanting to be
Let go of wanting
traumatized.
to. to be the one who's avoiding trauma?
Yes, I am the one that's wanting to avoid trauma. Yes.
And could you let that go for now? I mean, just of wanting. Nothing wrong with avoiding trauma.
Can I let go of the wanting to avoid? Yes. If that's the question.
Right.
Uh-huh. Yes.
So how do you feel now?
I feel like I'm kind of in the middle of something. Like, yeah. Just
And is there any wanting to change that?
yes.
Mhm. And is that coming from a wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness?
Maybe wanting to control how I'm feeling right now. Yeah, there's some confusion for me. I'm not quite clear.
Okay.
Yeah,
And is there any wanting to change that sense of confusion?
sure. Yes.
Mhm. And then could you allow yourself to appear as confused as much as you do?
Yes, I can. Uh-huh.
And then could you allow yourself to be as clear as you are?
Yes.
And could you allow yourself to appear as confused as much as you do?
Yes.
And could you allow yourself to be as clear as much as you are, or as you can be?
Yes.
And could you allow yourself to appear as unclear or confused as much as you do?
Yes.
And then could you allow yourself to be as clear as possible as you are?
Yes.
And then check one last time. What's between you and clarity? Is there a feeling or thought?
Huh. There's some resistance that came up when we were going back and forth. I was actually experiencing clarity, but
Mhm.
then, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Ah, okay.
Mhm.
But then when you asked me to see what's between me and clarity, all of a sudden I felt some resistance.
Okay. Could you
Yeah,
allow that resistance to be here?
yes,
And then could you resist clarity as much as you do?
yes,
And then could you accept clarity as best as you can?
yes,
And then could you resist clarity as much as you do?
yes,
And then could you accept clarity as best as you can?
yes.
And is there still anything between you and clarity right now?
No,
And could you allow that to expand?
Yes.
So are you okay for now, Maxine?
I'm floating.
Mhm.
Yes, I feel wonderful.
Okay.
Thank you. I feel very clear.
Mhm.
Thanks so much, Christoph. That was wonderful.
Just enjoy clarity.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Thanks again.
And remember, you can help yourself when that appears to be different than now. At least you can try with those ideas you've gotten from those calls here.
hmm You know, it's funny. Sometimes I'm so like immersed in what's happening in the present moment that I don't know. I don't know if I could bring it. I don't know if it just floats up when I find myself needing to write something, or it just seems to kind of happen without the thinking so much.
Yes,
Yeah.
effortless.
So it's just it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank you. So we have one hand, Deborah. Yes. Can you yes, you do unmute yourself.
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Um, so yeah, I had a couple games to share. Well, one, I'm glad that I made it to this Sunday call,
Okay.
and then there's a Saturday call. So I've had a call released every day this week, which is grand. And then, of course, I am taking the Love Yourself telecourse, and that's going really well. And I have another releasing partner, so that's awesome.
Yes.
And let me see, is that all the games? Yeah, and then I wanted to release on approval.
Okay. So how do you feel right now about approval?
Uh, it seems as if I'm always there in that space.
Okay. And appears approval to be separate from you or one with you right now?
Separate.
Okay. And could you allow approval to appear separate from you as much as it does?
Yes. Mm. Although I don't want it to, but I don't know how to do that want. I don't know. It's a little,
I approval.
yeah. Ah, because I feel like when I want approval, that means I don't think that whatever it is happening isn't fully correct or something.
Okay.
Because then even when I get, it seems like when I feel as if I have the approval, then I'm still not certain that what if I didn't really need that approval, or I don't know. Just approval is just an issue right now.
Are you
And I
wanting
keep
to
trying to
figure
figure it out. Yeah, I keep wanting to figure it
the
out.
approval out?
Yes. Yes. Help me. Help.
And is that wanting to figure it out coming from a wanting control, approval, security, separation oneness?
Uh control. I think it's control. Yep, it's control.
Could you allow
Control.
yourself to be in touch with that wanting control?
Yee. Yes.
Mhm.
It's a little
And
thick.
is that what did you say?
That wanting control is very thick. It's very
Okay.
heavy,
And is
murky.
there okay?
It's very heavy.
And is there any wanting to change that heavy wanting to control?
Absolutely. Yes.
Wanting?
Help. Yes.
And if it would be help to let go of wanting to change the wanting to
Yes.
control,
Yes. 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 Hurry
would
up.
you let go of wanting to change it?
Uh, yes.
Okay. And is it bringing up or coming from another wanting?
Approval. It's still
Mhm.
approval. Yeah.
And could you allow yourself to want approval as much as you do?
No, I don't want to want it. No, that's what I'm trying to get out of. Help. I don't want to want it. That's what I'm trying to stop.
Is
Help.
there any wanting to be done with it or wanting to be separate? Or
Wanting
wanting
to be
separately?
done with it. I want to be done with that
Mhm.
that approval. Yes.
And then could you allow yourself to want to be done with it as much as you do for a moment?
Yes. Yes, I can
Mhm.
do that one. Yes. Ah,
How does that feel?
it feels like nothing. Okay. It's gone. Okay. I like it. Yes.
So let's remember the issue of approval. How does it feel now?
I feel all right.
Good. I just
Okay.
just checked on you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
That works. Okay. Thank you.
good, you're welcome. Thank you too. So, anybody else needing some assistance or sharing any gains? Or has a request for a quick group release? Lisa, you can unmute yourself if you want.
Hi, yeah, maybe a group release on peace
Mhm.
or freedom.
Yes, good. Yes.
Thanks.
Okay, you can mute yourself again. Thank you. So, could you just allow yourself to welcome the concept of peace and whatever that means for you? And then could you welcome any wanting to do anything with or about that? Then could you also notice any sense that's person about you or who you are? And then check a little bit deeper. What's between you and peace? And then could you welcome whatever that brings up inside? Could that be allowed to be here? And then notice too any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this. Could that be allowed to be here as well? And then could you notice too any sense that's personal about you or who you are, or the issue or concept of peace? And then could you just simply notice the peace that's right here now? A deeper sense of acceptance, tranquility, silence, joy, love. And if there is, notice any separation from peace. Then could you notice peace again? Any sense of silence, tranquility, calmness, emptiness, spaciousness. And could you notice anything else that's separate from peace? Appears to be separate from peace. And if there is, could you welcome any wanting to change it and hold on to it? As well as any sense of identity with that. It means something about them or it or yourself. And then could you just simply let that go? Could it be released? Could it be resolved? And then could you allow yourself to welcome or allow or be aware of the peace that's here now? Could you welcome the depths of what is here now? The actuality of what's here now, even beyond the concept of peace, as best as you can. And then could you allow that to be enough for now? Could you allow it to be as it is? As best as you can. Okay. I think we are done with the support call today. So thank you everybody for joining and hope to see you next weekend again and hear you. And have a wonderful week till then. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you so
Thank you.
much, Christoph. That was
Thank you.
wonderful. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very
Love,
much.
Bye. Bye.
love to you all. Bye.
You too.
Likewise. Bye.